Hello and welcome back to another video. I thought instead of a vlog today, since it is the end of the week and it's Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas, I thought instead I would actually do a video where I share my goals, art goals in general, for the year of 2022. So I have some notes down here. As you can see, this book that I started at the start of the year has taken a beating. It is pretty tatty now, but anyway, I have some notes down here, so if I keep looking down, that's why. But yes, I will start off. I've made a little list, and I think first on my list would be to hit 1,000 subscribers this year on this channel. I think we're only 109 off or something like that, 107. So I'm hoping that's within the realms of possibility. I've been doing this YouTube channel for many years now, and I kind of want it to hit off a little bit more now. It's taken a lot of my time up, and I enjoy doing it. I really want to keep producing content. I just wish my channel was growing maybe a tad quicker, but some channels grow quick, some channels grow slow, and mine just seems to be the one that's growing a little bit slower. So that is one of my main goals, is to reach that 1,000 subscribers and start moving on with the channel and maybe doing some more creative things and you know, receiving more feedback from the viewers, and just taking it a little bit further and just improving on it every single year. And that's all I can ever hope to do every year. But yes, 1,000 subscribers is my goal for that. Next on my list is something I've been thinking about for quite a while, and it's to actually have an exhibition and display my work in an exhibition. I don't mind if it's kind of a shared exhibition space, but obviously ideally you'd want your own exhibition space, but I'd love to find a gallery that would love to have, you know, a night or two or I don't know, a week showing my artwork, and I produce art specifically for that exhibition. I think I'd really enjoy, I don't know, I think I'd feel really proud to go into a gallery and be like, this is all my work. It's just one of my goals, and I'd love to make that happen this next year, really. I think I'd love to maybe exhibit my inking. I have spoken about this before, where I've wanted to produce kind of some pieces that are reflecting something. So I do rainforest animals to kind of unite against or raise money for the prevention of deforestation and things like that. I'd love to have a cause for it as well. It's not just for my own personal gain, but have a cause for doing it, and I think that would be really rewarding to do. Another thing would be to do some more stalls. So I do my Kirkstall stalls between March and December, and I'd love to do some more. Having said that, doing a stall a month whilst doing a full-time job and visiting family and friends and all the other activities I do, it will be a bit of a push, but maybe just the odd stall, or even around Christmas I just manage my time a little bit better and I do some more stalls. I think that would be quite doable, and I would like to try that. I'd like to try some different spaces out and some different clientele, maybe even fork out and do a stall. There's a place in Leeds, at the top of Leeds, called Harewood House, and it's quite a pricey stall. I did look into it this year, but maybe try and do a stall there, perhaps, maybe work towards that goal. I don't know. A main thing I want to do this year as well is to launch my Patreon. So I did create my Patreon a little while ago, and I created all the tiers and everything, but it's just not what I want it to be. I called my tiers, don't laugh, I called them caterpillars, cocoons and butterflies, as the metamorphosis of a caterpillar, and I like the idea and I liked the art I produced for those as the logos for the tiers, but I think I just want something a bit more, I don't know, a bit more relevant to this channel. I don't know, like some people, like Nerdforge has now I've gone blank, I've drawn a blank, but she has things that are relevant to her channel. So she has, I think it's like medieval phrases for the tiers. What else? Just a lot of channels have very relevant names for their tiers, and I think I'd like to develop that. So if you do have any suggestions, drop them in the comments below. because I'll take anything. I'm really spitballing at the moment and trying to see what I want for that. I have a lot of ideas for what I want to produce for the tiers as rewards, which actually leads me on to some of my other goals for this next year, which are actually creating new products. So I obviously alluded into on the last video that I want to do stickers, and this next year a goal of mine would be to actually do a sticker launch, and I have got that planned. And I think just creating more sticker packs, sticker sheets, maybe even look into pins perhaps, or washi tapes, but definitely get some more prints of my artwork. I want to develop a bit more of my portfolio that I want to get produced into prints, but just produce things like that I can give as a kind of as a reward for the tiers on Patreon. And I think being able to do that already, and then having the extra time or expertise to make more stickers just for Patreon, like exclusives, would be great. I don't know whether I would offer kind of video goals. Like, a lot of people have behind the scenes vlogs, but I obviously produce the vlogs here, and even those are not the most interesting because I don't have the time to be filming my vlogs as very much, to be honest. But maybe in the future, probably not this next year, I'd probably look at doing 2 art videos a week, maybe moving vlogs onto another channel or moving that onto Patreon. Could be a possibility, but it's also managing my time, because, and I know I say this a lot and I sound like a bit of a broken record, I do work a full-time job and it can require me to do overtime. I do have a rugby team, which I've definitely neglected this last year, and I obviously have family and my girlfriend's family and friends to go and see, and you know, managing my time to be able to do all of that and keep up with all the aspects of my business, because I'm constantly restocking for stalls. I'm constantly having to think about what video I need to film next for YouTube, what content I need to upload to Instagram, and then adding Patreon on top of that, and perhaps, you know, upping my frequency of uploading videos or type of video. I think I really need to manage time and not start something, burn myself out, and then not be able to continue it. I think that's worse than just not doing it at all, if you know what I mean. So that's one thing this next year. I have all these goals and all these ideas, but I do need to manage them as well. There's no point saying I'm going to do all of them and then I can't do them all. So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox and continue with my goals for this year. So another thing, which again feeds into the managing my time, but just push that to one side, is painting larger paintings. I obviously did my really large oil painting a couple of years ago, and that took me a long time, not just because I didn't have the time, but for other reasons. And I'd really like to do big oil paintings like that. I love working with oils, and I just don't have the time or the capacity to do it, and I think I'd really like to try and fit that in somewhere, even if it's just 1 or 2 a year. I don't know, I'd just like to try that. I have mentioned that we are looking to buy a house soon, so we will be potentially moving the studio. Well, obviously I'm going to be moving the studio when we buy a house, but that will be moving, so there will be a new studio tour this next year, I would imagine. And I'm hoping to actually get the studio a bit more where I'd like it. Because we're in a rented space currently, I've not really, you know, put up shelves, and I've not bought new furniture as storage to put things away and make things look a bit nicer and neater, because if we're going to move, there's no point taking all these big pieces of furniture everywhere. There's no point having to take all the screws out and fill in holes and things, because there's plenty of those in the living room and kitchen we have to do already, so there's no point doing that up here as well. But I'd really like to get the space where I'd like it. Potentially, you know, the garden will be ours, so I can do more things outside. I don't know, it's one of these things that is definitely probably going to happen this next year, fingers crossed. So that kind of fits in with being able to just do bigger things, because hopefully my space will be a bit more compact, a bit more where I like it, and that would be nice. And then finally on my list is actually creating an inking course. I was going to stretch it to creating a book, but I definitely do not have time for that. But doing a course, and I was going to, produce it on YouTube, but, and it's not all about the money, and I'm not saying it is, because I do enjoy doing this just to do art, but in terms of putting the effort in to produce a really concise and clear video for you to learn how to do the techniques I do, I think I would need to have some returns from that. Now, if I reach a point with YouTube that I am receiving those returns, then yes, I'll put it up to YouTube, but it's most likely going to go on Skillshare or Domestika. I think that's what I'm probably leaning towards at the moment, but I do want to produce a course, and I think it would be really fun to kind of break down how I ink, how I sketch, what I see, because I think I've been kind of adding a little bit of that into some videos I've actually filmed that will come out after Christmas. You'll see that I talk about maybe how I use my iPad to help me sketch it out, and how I break down shapes, and how I ink in general. I have added a few tips and tricks into my videos just to make them a bit more interesting than me just inking, but I think a really concise course that tells you every little bit, and there's sections to the course so you can jump in and out of it, would be really helpful. And I think that would probably live on Domestika or Skillshare, and I think that's where it should go, to be honest. But yeah, so that's it that I can think of right now for goals. I did just want to say that I'm the type of person that really self-critiques myself. I'm constantly thinking, oh, this isn't good enough, or people don't like it. People are looking at something and thinking, oh, what's she created there? I don't know, it lives in my head. I overthink, and that's just me. But I think coming to the end of the year and I'm looking back at my artwork, and I've said this on Instagram a couple of times, I'm actually really proud of what I've achieved this year. I feel like my progress at the start of this year until the end has massively taken leaps and bounds compared to previous years. I feel like my artwork has really improved. If I look at inkings from the start, I just see massive improvements from that, and that's just me just continuously working at it. I get a lot of people saying, oh, I wish I could draw like that, but it honestly is just practice. Obviously, yes, you do have to have a little bit of, love for art, and I don't know, you've got to be born maybe with a little bit of creativity in your bones, but I think you can start off drawing, terrible looking things, and the more you practice, the more you're going to improve, because you learn how things look, you learn how to break them down in your heads. And I think this last year I've definitely done that. I've learned how to use watercolors way better. I've learned how to use different mediums via my scroll boxes, and I just think that I've just really improved, and I'm quite proud of it. And I'm massively proud of my Pettober that I managed to do. I'm pleased that I've started this really large A4 sketchbook, which is not something I ever thought I would enjoy doing, and I'm absolutely loving it. Every day I sit down and I tell my girlfriend I'm really proud of this sketchbook, because I flip through it and I'm like, I'm pleased with everything I've produced in it. And it's not because I'm just producing finished, polished pieces, it's because I'm enjoying it, and the things I am producing are polished, but it's because my just sitting down and sketching and just sitting down and having fun with some supplies has improved. I'm not doing, there's not a massive gap between my just sketching and playing around and my polished pieces. It's kind of on a par almost, which is a really nice place to be at, and I'm really pleased. The middle of this year, I think I did go through a little bit of an art block where I just did not want to do any art. I wasn't liking anything I was doing, and I think that has also helped me improve, and also helped me push through and get things done. And I don't know whether the pandemic is what has actually helped this, because I've been working from home for the last 2 years, and obviously that allows me, I'm not doing the travel time anymore, so when I do finish work, I can just sit at my desk and do a bit of art. I mean, it's not helped my waistline, I will admit. I've not been doing exercise quite as much, but that's hopefully going to change this next year. But I have managed to sit down and do art and improve, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of what I've managed to achieve this whole year. So anyway, I'm going to stop bigging myself up, and I'm just going to say thank you to everyone who has commented, liked, subscribed, looked at my Instagram, done anything to do with any of my business, purchased things from my website, shared with friends, family, anything like that. I want to say a massive thank you to you all. You've all made a massive difference this year, and you have all helped me improve as well. So thank you very much, and thank you very much for watching this video. It's been a very lengthy, chatty one, but I thought it was just something that needed to be said and planned for next year. Helps me put it all down on paper. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you after Christmas. Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year.